Well, I had something come in the mail that I thought would be worthwhile showing you how something can really be boxed well. You know, this was off eBay. And I don't want to show address, but you know, amazing. What it is one of these. You know, they're a scribe that you can adjust, and then you just slide it down to mark. You know, like for the end where the dovetails are. Handy tool, and you know, I already had one, but I thought, well, you know, it's easy enough. A guy could break this. You know, there's just wooden threads in here. You know, the only metal on the tool is that spike. So I thought, well, it'd be good to have another one. Kind of an indispensable tool, really. So I looked at eBay, and there was one. Now, you look how he did this, how he boxed it up. He took layers of this foam and actually cut it out to fit the part. You know, you couldn't package better than that. It's just amazing. You know, that was a lot of work he went through for an item that he was selling for $5. You know, it's a Stanley tool, and it's just like new. I mean, you compare, you know, this one is kind of grubby looking. This one is just like new. But $5. And then the shipping that he charged me was $3.54 or something. But it actually came to $3.94, so we took a beating on the shipping too. But, you know, man, you know, that's a good deal. These are a handy tool, though. But that impressed me to go through that much work. You know, normally somebody would throw this in an envelope. You know, odds are it'd get chipped up or something on the way. Well, that guy went through some effort. So I'm going to have to keep him in my favorite sellers and keep an eye on what he's got for sale. Because, man, that's a good way to do it. Now, on the opposite end of that spectrum is that damn saw. Okay. What I finally did was to take one of my old pole saw blades, because these blades are replaceable. You just loosen this and they come out. I took one of those blades, and if you take a steel blade like this, a saw blade, and if you use, you know, a grinder like this and score a line in it, don't cut real, you know, don't try to cut all the way through, just score a line, then you can snap it. And that's what I did to turn one of these into a replacement blade for this, because this baby has got a sharp edge to it, and it works on the pull stroke, which is what I prefer. Though you can turn them around, but I prefer that pull stroke. But this thing, now this is exactly what you shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be selling these. Well, you can see it's got a warp in it, but that's not the most severe thing. The fact that when it was set, you know, professional quality, my ass. You know, it's German steel, but it's some company in San Francisco that's actually making them. I'm sure the steel, I'm sure it comes on a big roll. That's why there's a little curvature to it. And then they just cut them off, cut teeth in them, make a saw. But looking at it, I can see exactly what the problem was. Their set was out of time, or set for a different pitch. That's why it set all the teeth on one side, but on this side, there's no set at all. You won't even hit the teeth. You know, there's nothing there. You know, this side, whole different deal. This side has got a set on it. But I can see where to set the teeth this way, the set should have been hitting on this side, and it hit every time right between the teeth. So it was just completely out of adjustment. Now the spooky part is, this guy, or this company, probably made thousands of them like this. Because like I say, this steel, I'm sure it came in a big roll. They just run this through the machine and hammers out the teeth. So there's a whole bunch of these saws out there that are done wrong, that are useless. You know, and it bothers me. But now there would be no point in sending it back. You'd get another one just like it. What I decided to do, like I say, is to keep it because the handle and the brass back were good. So by simply making a different blade, and I can buy the replacement blades for these relatively cheap. So I'll just, you know, if I need another blade, I'll just modify another one. Because I think these come in different pitches too. This is a general carpentry pitch. So it's, well, one thing about these, like these, the teeth cut by the set, by the offset on them. Now, these shark saws are a whole different deal. They cut like a Swiss Army knife saw cuts. You know, exactly the same way, where the teeth are ground to have a set in them. So they cut smooth. I like these saws. They work very well. But this was a joke. But good to have another one of these. You know, very nice piece. Now, what I'm doing here is making a box to keep some of my longer drill bits in. I'm just getting ready to glue it up. But I've got all the dovetails cut. And I've also, to put the bottom in, I've cut a groove in here so this whole bottom is mortised in and sits flush with the bottom here. A lot of careful scheming and planning, but that works very well. And then I'll make a lid that will be similar to this. It'll have to be a little bit bigger, but where it'll drop down, but it'll be flush out to the outside. I've got the piece laying here to do that, but I want to glue it all up first. That's what I'm getting ready to glue. But I just thought I'd show how things can be packed. You know, that's just, to me, amazing. For the little bit of money that man made on this. But I'm pleased with it. It's an excellent tool. And I swear it's new. These are a Stanley 61. And I've heard them called the sweetheart ones, yeah, because now here it's a Stanley 61 with an SW in a heart. So this is probably a little bit newer. But I'm sure now they'd all be made out of plastic. You know, if they even make such a thing anymore. But you do just run them along the edge and it'll scribe a line. Works very well. But that was a good deal. Like I say, I'm gonna watch what that man has to sell. Because he's my kind of seller. Whereas this joker with this saw, you know, like I said, I guess the right thing would have been to return it. But now this gets complicated because I bought it off of eBay. It was actually an Amazon deal. So this guy his business kind of is advertising stuff on eBay that's for sale on Amazon, jacks the price up a little bit, then it gets shipped from Amazon, which owes UPS, which is my problem. So, the crap is out there. You know, I'll hang on to it. I mean, I could probably use a set and set these back again, but a guy shouldn't have to do that. The thing should work out of the box. But there's going to be a lot of bad ones out there.